So usually wherever you are in the world, when you tell someone you're going to the US, they either think, Hollywood, California, Miami, but no, I'm in Ohio, just like the memes. Ohio doesn't exist. I got here, no friends, no family, no backup, nothing at all. Just landed here like a bad drop in Fortnite. I always get asked the same questions. Everyone always asks me, don't you have family there? Don't you miss it? Do you ever think of going back? That type of thing. And my answer,
leave me alone!
yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Kwan. Today we're going to be talking about why I left Zambia. I know, tragic. But everything happens for a reason, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the very uncut reason why I left, with no fluff, no sugar coating, no cap, no covering, nothing, no censorship whatsoever. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Reason number one, education. You know what I mean? I was in Zambia from grade 9 up until grade 12, technically, but I also ended up doing like a year in university there, which sadly didn't count for whatever reason. The whole school credit transfer. Yeah, I ended up taking some credits in hospitality, which I ended up thinking, oh, I love this, and I'm not really liking it. So yeah, ended up changing from hospitality management to international business now. And I mean, hey, you got to go where the money is. Am I right? And honestly speaking, I mean, the education system there isn't bad. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. I actually prefer it there in a way because I feel like I learn more. You know what I mean? I think if I was still in school in the States from like grade 10 to 12, basically high school, I don't think I would have learned what I learned. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have been the same person, education wise. I probably would have been saying things like K for cabbage. I probably would have been more brain rot than I am today. And yeah, today's generation is already pretty cooked. So despite me really liking the education system there and, feeling like I was fitting in school, you're the American guy and, people, like your accent. You seem to be, a chill dude and just everybody's very attracted to you. You know what I mean? You're like a magnet in a way. But despite all that, I wanted to leave. I did not want to stay there. I felt stuck. At the time, I felt like I had a purpose doing that. But then I realized, one, that's not what I want to do. Two, this is not where I want to stay. And three, it's like you're seeing the same people, same faces, same habits, same everything every single day of the week. It will drive you crazy. I know comparison is like the thief of joy and stuff like that, but even friends I had in the States at the time, maybe guys I grew up with or, probably talked to online on video games, whatever, you would see their stories, see their posts and stuff like that. They might be in high school, they might be in college, and they have the stereotypical American schooling life, like college life and stuff like that. The nice cars, the parties, the frats, the homecoming and stuff like that. I didn't really have that because I was that side, you know what I mean?
We gonna go buy APs, nigga, for the whole gang, nigga. Nigga, I'm finna go spend 100,000 on nothing, nigga.
So comparing, my friend situations and, just what you see in movies and things like that to where I was, internally, I'm not where I want to be. Externally, seeing what, other people are doing and stuff like that, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to be going on guys' trips and whatnot out of high school, out of college and all that stuff. And I felt like staying in that environment was kind of making me stuck because not everyone wanted to travel and, try new things and, sticking to the same routine type of thing. I remember the day very, very clearly. It was me and probably 4 other students. Like, this was a very small university, so we had like pretty small classes. So it was probably like 4 or 5 other students in there. And I was like, you know what? This ain't it. I'm ready to leave. You know what I mean? So I ended up calling my mom the same day. I was like, yo, mom, how does like the whole, schooling transfer process work? And, do I need to transfer credits? Do I need to do any paperwork, visa, all that stuff, whatever. right? All the whole nine of, basically getting into a new life somewhere else. I was trying to figure out all that stuff. Yeah, ended up getting that done. Borrowed some money from family because I didn't have it at that time. And yeah, just booked the one way ticket just straight out of here to Ohio, of all places. And a big thing in Zambia, they look at education, they look at education like this. It's like if you have a master's, you know what I mean? If you have a master's in Europe and then you have a master's in South Africa or in Zambia, they're going to look at the other person in Europe and consider them for certain jobs and stuff before they consider someone else from there. And it's messed up. A lot of places are like that. It's not just Zambia, but it's like, why put yourself at a disadvantage doing that instead of, what I mean, kind of branching out and chasing what you can get. And what I mean, you never know what you can get until you actually chase it. Yeah, I was like, you know what? Let me go and, take advantage of the education I can get elsewhere and take and bring back pretty much what I learned, you know what I mean? Instead of okay, sticking in the same spot, learning what everybody else is learning and kind of limiting myself. Let me branch out, you get me? And don't get me started on the British system. I'm not even going to talk about that whole kilometer. No, get that out of here. Get that out, fam. Another reason why I left Zambia and came here to the US was the crabs in a bucket mentality. And don't get me wrong, you find this everywhere or in a lot of places, rather. You know what I mean? People you grow up with, people you're close to, and people, you consider your friends and stuff like that, they won't uplift you. You know what I mean? You want people who will uplift you, make you better, improve your life, that type of thing. And I personally felt like I wasn't getting that. And, it was kind of hard to find. Yeah, I was, I would say that I was not popular by any means, but I was pretty well known. You know what I mean? Like I had a good group of people around me. At least I thought. But it's like as soon as you start saying you want to do certain things, maybe you want to start a business, you want to play a sport, you want to, you know what I mean, just try something. Instead of encouraging you to do that, they would start saying the cons, right? You say, "Oh, I want to start selling phone cases or something, or shoes, sneakers, and like flipping sneakers or something like that." They'll be like, "Oh, people are already doing that," or "Why don't you do this instead?" Or sneakers, XA, why? Like, bro, what are you doing? First off, you same one. What are you doing for you to be judging me and telling me I can't do something? You know what I mean? Like, it's better off trying and failing than never trying at all. And it's like the crabs, they won't try at all, but they'll still keep you from trying. So it's like I had to get away from that. And honestly, I don't even think that it was bad intentions behind it. For example, if I say I want to, I don't know, I can't even think of something, but just say you want to start doing something, you want to learn how to knit, right? Somebody would be like, knitting. Knitting is for girls. Why would you want to knit? Knitting, that's not a skill. That'll never come in handy. You know what I mean? But even today, not saying that was the case, but I ended up learning how to knit. That's something I just taught myself last year. And it's like I've probably done that more times than I thought I would, or needed it more times than I thought I would. And sewing, especially, you have a rip in a nice piece that you like, a nice jacket. I don't know how many jackets I've ripped and managed to fix myself because I know that skill. But now, if I told friends that I wanted to learn that, they would have held me down and kept me from learning that, if you get what I'm saying. And I don't even think they would have held me down in terms of, oh, I hate this guy. I don't want him to be better than me. I don't want, the best for him. I don't think they said any of that stuff out of hate. You know what I mean? I feel like it was more so fear. You know what I mean? Fear of trying new things, fear of branching out, fear of being laughed at, fear of, just wanting more, achieving more. And I mean, it's understandable because, just as humans, we tend to fear the unknown. I can't blame them. But I personally had to get away from that because it's contagious. Honestly, I think the crabs in a bucket mentality has kind of gotten better. than how it used to be. The whole Zambia Kuchalo thing, which is basically translation to Zambia to the world, kind of just promoting Zambians doing new things, being out there, just being adventurous and trailblazers in different paths. That's something that's become promoted nowadays, but it's more so promoting people that you don't know rather than people that you know. That's one thing that I've noticed. And I don't think it should be like that. I feel like your friend should be the first group or first person that you promote, you know what I mean? And whatever their endeavors are, whatever it is that they want to do. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. The third reason why I left Zambia is to make money. You know what I mean? Like jobs, the whole job market in Zambia, especially whilst you're in school. I'm talking no degree, no transport most of the times, no nothing. You know what I mean? You're just a college guy, a college person, or a high school person at that. You know what I mean? There's not really part-time jobs like that, you know what I mean? Obviously, if you want to just sell tomatoes or if you want to wash cars or something like that, I mean, that's cool. That's cool, but for me, I was trying to make money. There's a lot of things that I wanted to get. If you can't tell, I like nice things. People that know me know that I like nice things. But at the same time, I'm very mindful of my spending. I'm very, let me not say frugal, because I be splurging, you know what I mean? I'll be, but yeah, overall, the whole job market in Zambia for us younger people, it's not it. You know what I mean? Let me not say it's not there, but it's you have to be the 0.1000, not even. You have to be the 0.0001% to get those jobs. This one kind of goes hand in hand with education because most students in the US get jobs while they're studying. You know what I mean? Anything part time, you can be a dishwasher, you can be a delivery man or delivery boy, whatever. You can be a grocery bagger at your local uh, Kroger or Publix, whatever. You know what I mean? Just different things. That's not something that exists in Zambia. So I figured, okay, whilst I still can, let me go ahead and go get some part-time jobs whilst learning, make the most of my time whilst I'm in this prison you call school. And really, this is kind of more so one of the opportunities I was given, being an American, it's like, okay, I can actually work whilst in school, they a lot it's a lot of time it's
As no, I promise, like, and even it's been a weird these past few months, and
a lot of times people who want to get jobs in the US for whatever reason, they have to go through a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, you're talking about several forms. They asked this one question, if I remember correctly. It's like, are you an alien or something? Do you require a pay for your visa or whatever it is? I didn't have to go through that. I don't have to deal with that. I could just come, hey, I want a job. And they're like, hey, can I see your diploma and your graduation certificate? And I just be like, sure. And yeah, and then boom, interview, and you got the job. I mean, the biggest benefit of working while studying, you know what I mean? It's like you're making dollars. So it's like, even if I were to go back to Zambia or whenever I decide to go back to Zambia, I would have dollars that I'm sitting on that I can, splurge. And, that's serious splurging. And I mean, don't get me wrong, nobody wants to work a job. Jobs are but it's like, if you're here making dollars after you were just making, 1/10 of that every 2 weeks that you make in a day, it's like, it's insane. You know what I mean? So anytime I decide to go back, you're good. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you had the opportunity to do that, I'm pretty sure you would take that. So again, that kind of just goes hand in hand with me taking the opportunities I'm given. And it's like, a part of me feels like if I didn't take those opportunities I had, it kind of would have been selfish. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't have been able to do things that I've done to help other people or to, assist or provide for other people and those that I care about. So it's like a win is a win.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say. A win is a win.
The fourth reason why I left Zambia was more so networking and tribal beef. As an African country, we have tribes. There's several different tribes, but really there's like, I think it's 3 or 4 main ones. You got Bemba, Tonga, Lozi, and a bunch of others. There's certain, I don't know if hierarchy is the right word, but it's basically like that. You know what I mean? There's certain stereotypes. There we go. That's the better word. There's certain stereotypes associated with each tribe. And it's like, if, for example, I'm Lozi, so it's like, oh, you're a Lozi guy. You're more so working these type of jobs, and a Bemba person would work these type of jobs. You're having a label attached to you already based on the tribe that you are. And yes, you want to wear the tribe that you are proudly. You know what I mean? Just how, most Africans represent their country proudly. That's fine. That's completely fine. However, the stereotypes and negative stereotypes, especially associated with that, it's like that limits a lot of people. And I feel like that should kind of be watered down or eradicated to, give certain people opportunities that others don't want to give them, if that makes sense. It's not necessarily beef per se, but it's like those stereotypes are kind of like playful banter. You know what I mean? Think of like cousins, a cousin that's very, very, very distant and probably, snores while you sleep. It's definitely something I want to learn more about. But from what I know and what I've experienced, it's like if you're from the wrong province, or you have the wrong family name, or you're again the wrong tribe or something like that for a certain position or a certain thing that you want to do, it's hard. You know what I mean? It's harder than it's supposed to be, and it's not supposed to be like that. Think about it like this: if your last name was James, right, like LeBron James, people would automatically know, okay, this is LeBron James's kid. Let's give him jobs associated with that, with being James's kid. Maybe he would be again in the NBA. He would be president if he wanted to. Now over here you have Smith, Bob Smith, and sorry for all the Bob Smiths watching this, but it's like you might not be able to get into the NBA because of your last name, if that makes sense. The people who run the NBA know James more than they know Smith. You get where I'm trying to connect the dots here, fam. You get me, you get it. And those that are in the right tribe a lot of the times, with the right name, the right connections, the right province, a lot of times they come across as spoiled as well. It's like, do you know who my dad is? Do you know who I am? My last name? I am William Fancy Son the Third. It's like, bro, we don't care, bro. We don't care. Yeah, so really it's a double-edged sword. If you're not, blessed with that, if you're not privileged to have those connections and be a part of that tribe or that, that background, it's hard, but if you do have it, then you're chilling, you're big chilling.
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋。
Think about it like corruption. Corruption is only good if you're a part of it. If you're not a part of it, hey, my guy, how do I get a part of that? You know what I mean? And the last reason why I left Zambia was the fear of staying the same. I'm a very big advocate of always wanting to do more and trying to be the best version of yourself. And, all your haters, mostly yourself. And yeah, it's like I feel like I was kind of limiting myself. Think about it like a speedometer, right? Like the limiter on a car. You have the whole gauge that goes up to 200. You're only hitting 120 if you keep yourself in that environment, right? But you would be hitting 180 if you were to move somewhere else. You know what I mean? And that extra 20 is for you to improve. So it's like, honestly, that's just how I felt. So branching out, experiencing different things, discovering myself, it's like I'm able to kind of unlock more of that limiter, of that speedometer in this case. One of the things that I hate that people say a lot of the times is stay humble. You know what I mean? Be humble. Like that's honestly, I think that's such a dumb phrase because it's like you're telling somebody else to be humble, basically telling them to stay in their place, know their place, and limit themselves. Now, why in the hell would you want to limit yourself? You know what I mean? Or want to listen to somebody telling you to limit yourself? It's like, bro, do you not know who you are? And to be very frank with you, honestly, I feel like humble people don't succeed. You know what I mean? No humble person staying in their spot, in their box, in their same environment, being humble is able to do things of extraordinary heights. You know what I mean? Of big accomplishments. They're not able to do that. Reason being, they're being told to stay humble a lot of the times, limiting themselves and their confidence. Do you think Drake would be where he's at if they told him to stay humble and just continue doing, TV shows and stuff like that? No, he would not be Drake. He wouldn't be Drizzy Champagne Poppy in it. Do you think Burna Boy would be where he's at if they told him to stay humble? No, he wouldn't be Burna Boy. He wouldn't be Africa's Giant. You know what I mean? Do you think Diddy, you know what? Never mind. I won't even go there. But yeah, honestly, I feel like being told to stay humble is just ridiculous. Especially for someone like me. I'm trying to, build from scratch. Like, yeah, most people inherit things from their family or, get money from their family, things like that. But it's like, some of us we're starting from ground zero, you know what I mean? And it's not really by force, it's more so forcing myself, if that makes sense. um but yeah, it's like that's where we're at. You're trying to make a name for yourself, trying to build your own legacy. Yeah, not gonna lie, I think tribal beef is definitely a reason, and definitely not the fact that I can't speak the local language. Yeah, that's definitely not a reason. Like, I suck, bro. I suck. I just be like, Nichani. I'd be saying it with an American accent. It's crazy. Bueno Bwanji. Bueno Bwanji. Boom. There you have it. There's my video on the reasons why I left Zambia. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a thumbs up. Go ahead and drop a subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to comment. I mean, if you have reasons why you've left your home country, whether it be somewhere else or if you also left Zambia, tell us why in the comments. You know what I mean? I'd love to read it. I'll go read all of them. Go ahead, drop them. If you're somewhere, if you're still in your hometown, or if you're, in a place where you feel stuck, and that you want more, want to do more, want to achieve more, this is your permission to leave. You know what I mean? Go ahead, pack your stuff and dip. You know what I mean? Don't hesitate, because the longer you wait, the longer you keep yourself from being who you're supposed to be, you know what I mean? Or who you think you are, rather. So as usual, go ahead and share this video, share with your mom, share with your dog, your neighbor, your travel agent, your hiring manager who's asking why you don't have hiring history or job work experience, nothing ever. And thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.